Grand Rising, my beautiful family. How are you guys doing today? I am doing wonderful. I am out in nature where I thrive best, I always say. And I am in the process of manifesting some beautiful things that I've been wanting to make happen. I am just having a wonderful morning. Glad to be alive today. Even with all that's going on, it's a beautiful time to be here. Um, I just wanted to come on for just a little bit and share some information that I deem important, and it's very important. Um, you know, you guys know we were taught that astrology was evil and either evil and didn't matter, it wasn't real, or it was taboo, or and all of that. They lied to us about that, and many of us are finding out right now how important astrology is to us and who we are and where we are and what's happening on this planet. It's very, very key, and those things were hid, and now they are coming. The information is coming back, and we're remembering um, and knowing that all of that was very key, very, very, very important. And so a lot of what we're experiencing right now, and some do and some don't understand it, um, but it's so a part of what we're experiencing that I think we need to know. We need to have it so that we can um, walk through these feelings and behaviors and these moods and these emotions. Once you understand the astrology part of it, it'll help us a lot as we maneuver through. So the one key thing I wanted to mention today is we're on May 30th, 2022 today. And know that in just a few moments at 11:30 a.m., the new moon will go into Gemini. um, the new moon brings manifestation always. We can um, write down what we want and the things that we want to manifest in the new moon, and that's the time that we would want to do that. And also, with the new moon going into Gemini, Gemini is about duality and choices, and so we need to focus on that as well. Just remember too, we're still in Mercury retrograde, and Mercury retrograde brings confusion, a lot of confusion for some people, a lot of self-doubt, communicative conflict. You trying to talk to people, and everybody's different. None of us are the same at all. We are all individuals, and and when during this time, there's been a lot of communication problems with one another. When you may say something to someone and mean something, trying to get a certain point across, and they may read it different. Therefore, they're causing communication issues in that correspondence. Um, Mercury retrograde also causes shadow surfacing. It causes past trauma to rise and forcing you to have to see it again or deal with it, which we actually do need to deal with it because we need to work on it and try to fix it, to heal from it. So, but Mercury retrograde brings all of that. And during these times, I always suggest that as we maneuver through, we need to still continue to try to be kind to one another and not so judgmental, um, not so egotistic, and where we have all the answers, or I mean, we should even try and have patience for one another, even if we don't understand them, because no one person has all the answers, and no one person, because what you may think is clear or should be clear to another person doesn't necessarily is not necessarily read that way by that person. Therefore the communicative issues arise. So just, we have to still consider one another's feelings, because you don't know what that person might be going through that day when you respond in that negative energy. And even if you don't mean it, you know, we just have to be mindful of how we communicate with one another during these times, because there's so much going on. People are in different places right now, and there's a lot of sadness, a lot of confusion, a lot of worry and depression, and I see it. I talk to people all the time, and many of them share how they're feeling, and it's heartbreaking for me, because I know I can only do so much to help someone else, and then the rest goes back to them and what they have to do for themselves. But I would just offer the advice that we be mindful of how we correspond or how we communicate with one another, because we don't know what we could say that could cause that person to tip over, or in the same kind, what we could say to bring that person out of wherever they might be at that time. So let's be cautious of how we communicate, and if someone says something, let's try not to go back and forth and argue, and because what's happening right now in Mercury Retrograde, that's what we're seeing a lot of. And so we have to, knowing that this is taking place, affords us the chance to not be a victim of it, or be the person on the other side. So I just wanted to kind of clarify that with you. If you feel the need to isolate, I would suggest do that. That's not a bad thing. Sometimes we do need to pull away and, and gather ourselves, so that we can, be better and do better in the next moment. So sometimes isolation is good. It can be healthy. And maybe some of us may need to increase our meditations. It's so easy to get off track with those things that we know we should be doing. And so we have to stay on top of that as well. I would also offer the advice to spend more time at our altars. Sometimes I know when I go to my altar, it just walking up to that altar brings me automatic peace. When I walk in that little room and I'm approaching the altar, peace just starts to, come over me. It just makes me feel so good. It's just a beautiful, beautiful place when I'm in front of my altar. So I'm not going to be long. I wanted to just suggest some things. Stay unified, stay on code with your family, with your, also your extended family, because we're all one people, remember. So try to stay unified in that, and remembering that we change things collectively together, even in the way that we think, in the way that we move. When we meditate collectively, that's a powerful thing. So it also relates back to staying on code and being unified. So I wanted to suggest and remember to keep that in mind. Operate also from a place of love. You know, when we talk to people, when we communicate, when we uh, collaborate, you know, and just be in the presence of other people, I try to, and I suggest to others to operate in a place of love. Stay in peace. Don't argue. My goodness, just don't argue. And sometimes it's best to just, if somebody send you something and you feel it's coming from a place of meanness, a ugly place, sometimes it's best to just ignore it. You know, I do. I have, and it's worked for me. Now I don't know what might work for you, but that might, just ignoring it and not accepting it, not receiving it. Send it back to sender if you need to. So those are some of the things that I do to try to stay in peace. And but when we operate from a place of love, you know, what else can you do? What else can you offer when you're coming from a place of love? And even in that, some people still don't see it. It don't register. But you know how you feel. You know what's in your heart. And sometimes we just have to stand on what we know. We know what our intentions are. And sometimes that's all we have. And we have to, regardless of how someone else responds or how you receive how they respond, sometimes all you have is knowing you and what your intentions are and what your heart feels and says. And you just have to stand on that, you know. But understanding what's happening in Mercury Retrograde, and like I say, it's happening right now. The new moon going into Gemini, right now in this moment. Right now it's around 11:30 a.m. and that is taking place right now in this moment. And it's 11:30 a.m. where I am, and so I would suggest, I've learned so much about astrology and planetary topics and stuff, and everybody's at different places. So but right now that's where I am, and the things, like I say, that I've learned, I'm going to share with you, because there's always somebody out there that needs what we have. And so whoever's listening, if this resonates with you, that's a wonderful thing. Then I feel like I've done my job. So I say take it and dig a little deeper and research, because there's so much more. I'm just scratching the surface. There's so much more to learn in this topic, the topic of astrology and all of that. So please just know that I just want to share today that information. And again, dig a little deeper, research a little more, and get this information, because it's so vital right now with all that's going on. There's a lot going on, guys. There's a lot of people suffering right now. And my heart is heavy for all of you that are not feeling it right now. Just know that my heart is heavy for you, and I think about you every day. I've come from some very dark places myself many times, and I know how it feels. So I think about you, and I may not know you individually, but I know you're out there, and just know that there's someone on this planet that's thinking about you. And so I'm not gonna stay on. If this message resonates with you, and the content that I share, if it resonates with you, please like the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and share the video, because there may be someone else out there that needs this, and this just might be the thing that pulls them out or lights the fire to pull them out. So I do what I do because of love, the love in my heart, and it's sincere. It's very sincere. So I'm on my way out, as I always say. So thank you so much for listening to me, and be strong, family. Use the tools that you have, so that we can keep our heads above water and thrive, because that's where we're headed to manifest much bigger things, and we're on our way. It's gonna happen, guys. So keep your head up. Continue to operate from a place of love. Keep your heart chakra clear and clean, and let's keep moving forward. We're gonna make it. Thank you. I'm gonna sign out. For the last time, I'll say Assalamu alaikum to you. Namaste and Ashe. I love you so very much. Stay in peace, you sweet souls. Kisses. Have a great day.